every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise a banner, let it fly. High through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to the second last pre-match build-up of the 25-26 season. That's Tottenham Hotspur travel to Stamford Bridge, travel to West London to take on Chelsea, a game we never win. And I've got some stats tonight regarding that, and I tell you, some of them will make your teeth itch. It's not a place we never win. We never win at Stamford Bridge. But do you know what? Tomorrow we're gonna change that buck. Yeah, we are. We are gonna change it. We're gonna get the points there tomorrow to stay in the Premier League. We're gonna send West Ham down as well, and we are going to make it a good day. So how are we all this evening? Are we all nervous? It is the night before the big game, the night before we go to Stamford Bridge to really secure our Premier League survival. And I'd love to know what your score predictions are going to be. It's going to be a cracking game, I think. It really is. Look, I went through his press conference earlier, and I don't think there was much in there. A lot of good, vibes about us. We can't feel sorry for ourselves. We've got a job to do. And one thing I have loved about De Zerbi when he's come in has been the way that he's motivated these players to go and get 3 points, to go and get the job done. And I think that is half the battle, isn't it? As a manager, you look at West Ham yesterday and you look at Nuno and the reaction of one or two of the players coming off, not even shaking the manager's hand. A manager can only do so much. It's down to the players on the pitch. It's down to when you cross that white line, it's down to them players to put in the performance, to go and get the points, to put into practice what they've been training all week, put into practice what the manager wants them to do, and do their jobs correctly. And look, I'm forever grateful. Look, we should be grateful. Newcastle did put in a great performance yesterday. And yes, West Ham did lose, and it's left us in the position where we need 1 point. And how ironic that it's the same as it was back in 93-94, where we needed a win to stay in the Premier League. We've been left with an opportunity now. We need a point in our final 2 games to stay in the Premier League. And I do not want to go into the last game of the season. I don't want it going in to the last game of the season where we have to get something from Everton. We need a point to stay up, and we go and play for that draw. Because our home form hasn't been brilliant this season. 2 wins at home all season. And whatever you want to say, what happens if West Ham nick a 1-0 win against Leeds and we do not perform in the last game of the season? I want it done, want it dusted, and let's get it done tomorrow night. Because if we don't, we do run the risk. We run the very big risk of final day jitters or something happening on the freak of nature on the final day. And we could end up going down. And it would be Spursy, wouldn't it? It would be so Tottenham if we didn't win the last 2 games. It'd be extremely Tottenham, wouldn't it? And tomorrow is about. What was that? Sorry, I've got a WhatsApp. Sorry. You can. Grand. Tomorrow is about putting a lot of things right that we've done wrong this season. And look, I think in my heart of hearts, do I see us getting the result tomorrow? Look, I would love us to get a draw. I can't see us winning there. I cannot see us winning there. I cannot see us going to Stamford Bridge and beating them. And I don't fall into this category. Oh, they played the cup final 2 days ago, and they haven't been great. This is Chelsea. Chelsea also, and I've got the stats to back that up. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with that. And then tell you what I'll do. I'll welcome a few people in, and then we'll get on to that. Big up to Wayne Bonner. Good evening, folks. Hope you're all well. Had a good day. Yeah, had a good day. Quiet day. Busy day. And a busy evening ahead. Big up to Wayne. We need to stay up. I have receipts. I've had receipts to hand. Yeah, so do I, Wayne. So do I. Big up to Tara Dermo. Big ups. I'm a Burnley fan tonight. Yeah, I think we all Burnley fans tonight, aren't we? In a little way. I don't think we'll get the result tomorrow. Go to the last day. Both me and you were saying this. Is going. Yeah, we did, and I think I have to stand by what I said, that we will stay up on the last game of the season. Now, I've been saying for a while we're going to stay up by a point. And maybe this is the point. Maybe the point we get is where we stay up by. But I just don't like it going to the last game of the season. Because then, if you get the job done right, and you get it done tomorrow night, it doesn't matter what you do in the last game of the season. But if you go to the last game of the season, you go there, you do run the risk of West Ham nicking something against Leeds and not slipping up against Forest. I mean, big up, Billy. Great to see you, bud. It's always great to see you.
You too, my friend.
I haven't spoken to you since Leeds. What was I want to go back to Leeds a little bit. What was the atmosphere like at Leeds after the game? Was there a little bit of confidence now we can stay up now? Or was there a little bit of deflation?
I think there was a tiny bit of deflation in the circumstances, but it wasn't toxic or anything like that. I think the atmosphere in the game was really good. People were really pressing on the team as always. Even when Leeds scored, so they did the same thing. Everyone, there's a bit of a nervous atmosphere, obviously, in the circumstances, as you'd expect. But I think there was a little bit of a slight disappointment, but it wasn't toxic or anything like that. And I think, obviously, now after yesterday, we're back in the driving seat again. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens tomorrow.
Do you expect anything tomorrow? Do you think it's going to the last game of the season?
It's a really difficult one to know, isn't it? It's a really difficult one. On paper, Chelsea are in horrendous form. We're picking up. I would normally be absolutely hopeless for this match, but because of De Zerbi, we got a chance, I think. If we play like that Aston Villa game. My worry is they were pretty good against Man City. They weren't terrible. To only lose 1-0, everyone was expecting to get turned over. We got a point against Liverpool in their last game before that as well. So it's not going to be easy, and never is at the Bridge. But at the same time, I think with De Zerbi, we have a chance.
I mean, what's it? One win in the Premier League there.
In my lifetime, in my lifetime.
Yeah, 67 games we've played them. One win. Yeah. Look, I agree with you, Billy. I take a draw tomorrow. If somebody said, "There's your point, take it," I want it.
Yeah.
Are you with me? Probably say, but I think you will be with me. Get the job done tomorrow night. Don't leave it to chance on Sunday.
I really hope so, mate, because I feel like if we lose tomorrow, and let's be honest, we could do is we lose. We often lose there, don't we? If we lose tomorrow, then anything can happen on the last day. It's a complete lottery.
Yeah.
So it would be an absolute lottery if it goes into the last day. And we only need a point against Everton, but on the last day, if say West Ham go 1-0 up, suddenly everyone becomes terrified, don't they? So I think so, mate. I think so, but you never know, do you?
No, you don't. Do you trust these players? Because I do you know what, Billy? I've been watching them like all season, like you have, and I think away from home we're brilliant. At home I thought they looked nervy against Leeds the first half hour. Was it the same with the stadium, or was it just how it was looking on the television?
No, I think it was definitely the same. Definitely the same. There's a lot of nerves around, and we had good possession of the ball. We had good territory, but it was just a bit nervy, wasn't it? And then obviously after about 60 minutes, I thought we were completely knackered, which is good. We've had 8 days rest. And after that, I thought Leeds controlled the game after about 60 minutes. Yeah. But I just kind of feel like with the Everton game, if West Ham get an early goal against Leeds and then the news comes around the stadium, I could just imagine everyone's bottle will be gone. Do you know what I mean? And suddenly we have to, we can't concede against Everton and everyone's terrified. And then, how many times this season have we been absolutely nervous?
I know it rarely is. I mean, Kingsley, what a hero! What a hero!
I think that's one of the best days I've ever seen in my life. To be honest, I really do.
I said it the other day, Billy. I don't know if you agree, but he has single-handedly kept us up with his saves against Wolves and the saves against Leeds. You look at them 3 saves, actually, 2 against Wolves in the Wolves game where you got Danto out of problems. And then the last-minute save, which secures us 3 points. Clean sheet against Villa. The save against... He couldn't do nothing about the penalty. And he nearly saved it as well, by the way. He did guess the right way. But also with the save he made against Longstaff. I mean, that was a fantastic save. I mean, he's proved himself to be Tottenham #1, hasn't he? I think he has.
I think so. I'm a little bit worried about De Zerbi's quotes today saying Vicario is #1, but Kinski's got the momentum or whatever. I think De Zerbi has barely put a foot wrong since he's been here, but I think it would be a big mistake to play Kinski, to play Vicario tomorrow. I really do.
Why? Do you think because of his... I think, well, my opinion is, I think because there's a clanger in him.
Yeah.
And I don't think the back 4 trust him.
And it's just like the nerves, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like the mentality. Vicario in front of the back 4. There's just a bit of a nervous problem, isn't there? And then what will happen, as has happened so often this season, a pass will go back to him, or boot it out for a throw-in, and then he starts shouting at everyone. Everyone gets nervous. The crowd get nervous. Kinski just doesn't do that, does he? He's so calm on the ball, and he almost wants. He wants. You know when some goalkeepers absolutely hate having the ball pass back to them under pressure. Kinski loves it, doesn't he? He loves it.
He thrives under the pressure. And are we seeing the best of him, Billy? I think we are. I think why we see why Ange went for him.
Massive turnaround, isn't it? And I think considering that most people said, and even pundits were saying his career at Tottenham is over after that Atletico game, which is a freak game, really, when you consider it. It wasn't really anything that he did wrong. It was the pitch, wasn't it? I mean, it's just unlucky to slip that many times, twice in a game as a goalkeeper. And then, even our players were slipping too. But to come back from that, and I think his performance if we stay up, his performance against Leeds will be a big decider in us actually staying up.
I agree. I know another thing as well, Billy, I want to talk about before we get into the stats, that the history of Tottenham Chelsea or Chelsea Tottenham, and the history does not look good. I've found some stats, Billy, that make your teeth itch. And rarely say not bothering turning up tomorrow. I mean, was this narrative that Leeds would roll over for West Ham? I've been feeling quite pissed off about that narrative that some people saying, oh, Newcastle are going to roll over West Ham. It's all want Tottenham relegated. No team's going to roll over for no one. How are you feeling about that now? People saying that. Are you sort of agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Or do you think it's a load of cobblers that... And you look at Leeds. You saw Leeds firsthand. Farke's not going to want them on the beach anytime soon. He's going to want to finish the game high. We may need Leeds on Sunday to do us a favour. What have you thought about the rumours going round and people saying they're going to roll over West Ham and all this?
Well, you have to remind me. I forget the name. Who are the Leeds fans that we have on here sometimes?
Oh, Jess and Stacey.
Yeah, Jess and Stacey. I think if you ask them, they'll tell you that Leeds are not going to roll over for anyone this season. If you've watched them since there were those rumours that Daniel Farke was getting sacked, Leeds have been absolutely outstanding, really. I think they haven't lost in the Premier League since March the 1st. They beat Man United away. They took a game to us. They just beat Brighton at the weekend, an ever-informed team. They are very, very difficult side to beat. Very difficult side to beat. And they haven't lost a league game since March the 1st. The only thing which I don't think they'll roll over, but, West Ham, the atmosphere will be... If we lose Chelsea, the atmosphere at West Ham will be unbelievable for West Ham because they know they've got a chance.
It will.
Still. And it will be a difficult game, but there's no way... To be honest with you, I was hoping that the day before we played Leeds, they stayed up, confirmed. I was hoping they might be on the beach. They were not on the beach that game at all. They were pressing us all over the place. And if you think about Daniel Farke, what this season means to him, every single person has written his job off. There's no way he's going to roll over and say, I want to go and, he's now got a suddenly. I saw a story yesterday saying that, Daniel Farker wants Leeds to match his ambitions, rather than the other way around. Everyone's saying that he should be sacked a few months ago. And he very nearly got sacked. Very nearly got sacked before Christmas, didn't he? But he's been unbelievable since then. He's done an unbelievable job there. And one of my best friends is a Leeds fan, and I know it was really difficult to follow Bielsa, wasn't it? Who the fans absolutely adored, but he's got them to an FA Cup semi-final. He's kept them safe in the Premier League without really. They didn't really ever get dragged into the relegation battle that much, did they? To be fair, there people were talking about them being. They haven't been like us in West Ham, where they've been on the fringe and Forest. His turnaround has been absolutely incredible. So I don't think there's any chance they roll over. But at the same time, if we lose tomorrow, West Ham are going to be so up for it.
They are. And I saw West Ham yesterday, and I thought, look, I'm going to be fair to West Ham. I think for the last, 13, 14 games, they've been brilliant. They've been really good. They've been a good run. I think they've gained 1.5 points every game or every 2 games, something like that.
They gained 13 points on us, didn't they, in that time?
Yeah, that's the point I'm making.
13 points clear of them.
Yeah, yesterday looked like the West Ham at the start of the season.
Yeah.
It just looked. I think they're mentally done. Do you think some of them players are mentally done after yesterday, or do you think
so? I think so.
Or do you think they don't? Do you think they're done with Nuno as well? Do you think?
Yeah, I think I've seen, and again, I know we get a few West Ham fans that support this channel and come on and stuff, and there'll be a better indicator. But I've heard that there's a few rumblings. I don't think the fans are massively impressed with Nuno at the moment, and I think a lot of it comes back to that Crystal Palace game. From what I've just been listening to a few West Ham fans talk about it. Now, I don't want to speak for West Ham fans or anything like that, but when we lost to Sunderland, they played Crystal Palace on the Monday. Crystal Palace rested all their players, didn't they? And they were all out on the piss after their Europa League game. And they essentially settled for a draw, West Ham. And if they'd have won that game, they'd be above us now. And I think Nuno sort of went out and took the draw. And I think that annoyed a lot of West Ham fans. And they go and beat Everton the week after, which is a good result. But since then, they've lost 3 on the bounce. So they've just hit the peak of low form right at the wrong time, haven't they? Really?
Yeah. And we've been in great form, 3 wins and 2 draws. So we picked up. Yeah. And this is the form guide for the last 5 games, Billy. Look, Tottenham sitting 17, 38 points. Only 1 defeat in the last 5. West Ham, they're only 1 win in the last 5, 36 points.
And it wasn't long ago, was it? Those was reverse, weren't they? We were no wins, and West Ham had 1 or 2 or 3 games on the bounce. So just shows you how De Zerbi's changed it so much.
It is, and I just do not want this going to, as you say, the last game of the season is an absolute lottery. Well, let's look back at Tottenham history through the years. It's not going to be, if you are a Tottenham fan, this ain't going to be good reading. So hide away now, I would advise. We in modern competitive games, we've played them 179 times, 155, drawn 43, lost 81. And if you look at our Premier League record, only 8 wins in 67 games against them, which is kind of horrendous. That is the rest of it, total games in friendlies and cup games or whatever. Now, this is the first 7 games. We were only 1 defeat in the first 7 against Chelsea. We started so well. We really did.
You could go back to those times.
Yeah, believe me. This is now Tottenham's versus longest games without a win. It started in 1990. As you can see, draw, loss, 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 draw, loss. It went on all the way to January 2002 was our last loss.
Wow.
In that period. I mean, Billy, that is somewhere. Every Premier League, every time you played Chelsea, they were guaranteed 6 points.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have the stats on it, but I imagine that's our worst record of any team, right? Must be. I don't think there's any team. I mean, Arsenal, we don't have a. Even in the 2000s and 90s, we used to draw with them at home and stuff. Chelsea, we just shot Man United. We get a few wins over Man City. We have a good record over Liverpool. To be fair, Liverpool we have quite a bad. I think Chelsea's that's got to be the worst of any club, right? Did you say 60 wins in 60 Premier League wins or something like? What is it?
Yeah,
it's
something
shocking,
like that.
Isn't it?
It is. And then look, Tottenham. We've only had 1 win against them, Billy, in the last 18 games in all competitions.
Stellini, isn't it? Go back to Stellini.
Yeah, let's go back to it is. The 1 win came in the Premier League at home, a 2-0 win Oliver Skip and Harry
Yeah.
Kane scored on the 26th of February, 2023 was our last win in any competition against Chelsea.
It's shocking, isn't it? It's absolutely horrific. We have such a
It,
bad record against them.
it,
We
it
really
is.
do.
But don't worry, Billy. We do have a good record against them. We do. we really do. You got to go back to the 1920s, 1919s. Seriously.
Well, it is what it's the 2020s now, so maybe we get the
Yeah.
100-year anniversary of our win.
Well, this is our longest run without a loss against Chelsea. It started in the 22nd of March, 1919, and
Yeah.
went all the way to the 27th of August, 1923,
Wow.
including one friendly and one London, whatever that was.
Who's that Bliss
that was
there?
our-
He scored. Look, that Bliss has scored 6 goals. I wonder if he's still alive.
We
We might
signed
need to
him.
bring him back from the dead. Bliss.
Yeah, do you think we can reincarnate him?
Yeah, 6 goals against him.
That's just and Billy, don't worry, it goes on here, and then we did it again, just after the Second World War. I think there's a bit of a hint here, Billy. This was just after the First World War, and then this is just after the Second World War. Do you think we need a Third World War to start?
Well, we got the Iran. We got the. Donald Trump's doing us a favour there, isn't he, by creating some kind of world war? So maybe we might be all right this time.
You never know. That went from 27th of Jan to 45 all the way to the 30th of April 52.
Wow. It's just
Yeah.
horrendous. Isn't it? It's absolutely horrendous. I mean, in my lifetime, we've won there once. But I remember even in my when I was growing up, we didn't even beat them. We never even beat them at home. I remember Aaron Lennon scored that goal when we beat them at home for the first time. We never used to beat them at White Hart Lane either. Pochettino, to be fair, he beat them a couple of times, didn't he, at home? He beat them with Sonny, scored that really good goal at Wembley. Obviously, he beat them away. The only manager in my lifetime to win at the Bridge. But it's just they've just got something over us, don't they? The one which sticks out to me, as it will to everyone, is the Battle of the Bridge when we lost there. When we drew 2-2. Sorry, even to throw away the league when I think they were 13th at the time as well, weren't they? And Hazard hadn't scored a goal in a year, and he scored against us. But they've just got something over us, this team, don't they?
They do. The hoodoo. There is one player who scores in there. The great Bill Nick scored a goal in the 3-2 win in 1951, the year after the year we won the league. It was in defence of our title. Bill Nick scored there. Unreal. These are the Tottenham Premier League goal scorers. Teddy Sheringham and Harry Kane both joint with 6, with Dele Alli with 5. Of course, there is other players in there. There's Defoe, there's Kulu, there's Lennon.
Dele loved the
Gareth
game against
Bale.
Chelsea, didn't he?
He did. Jason Dezelle. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to him?
Can I say as well, I think, I don't know if you remember, but I think when we played Chelsea and beat them 2-0 at the old White Hart Lane, Dele Alli scored both goals. I think that's the best I've ever seen us play in my lifetime. We were unbelievable.
I agree.
When Yama and them, they won the league that year, Conte, but we beat them 2-0. Dele Alli, both headers. And that day we were unbelievable.
We were unbelievable that game. We've got other players in there. Jonathan Woodgate with 1, Oliver Skip, Vega, Robbie Keane who got 1, and then for
Woodgate
Chelsea,
was the final goal, wasn't it? A final goal.
Yeah, it was. Came off his face. But look, and then of course we had to be fair to Chelsea. Of course, Hasselbank and Lampard with 10 and 6 respectively.
Wow.
Flo Drogba with 5. Drogba used to do my nutting.
Yeah.
He was the player I hate.
I remember when we scored that goal at Wembley as well. That was absolutely unbelievable goal they scored against us.
I don't. Was that a game where Poch started Sonny at left back?
I think it was the one. I think it was the one before his very first final where they man-marked Harry Kane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think and we lost. I think we lost 1 or 2-0. John Terry I think they played 3 at the back, and Jose put three defenders on Harry Kane.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, I don't know. But look, Billy, we are going to Stamford Bridge tomorrow night. Well, let's see what
records are there to be broken, eh? Records are there to be broken.
Yeah, they are. They really are, Billy. They really are. Big up to Daz. Said big up Dermo and Billy. Big up Daz. Hope you're doing well, bud. Giant says, as Rob De Zerbi said, it isn't done yet. No, it isn't. Big up to Ball Juice of Zeus. I like that. Ball Juice of Zeus. That's a good name. Good. I love your picture as well. It looks like De Zerbi getting ready to go out and fight Chelsea on his own. I think De Zerbi said that in tongue-in-cheek. No way he plays for Cario. Nothing surprises me with Tottenham this season. Me and Billy.
Really
We're here with the receipts to show you. Big up Giant Dermo. Did you see? I didn't, but I will look tonight, man. I got it recorded, so I'm going to watch it tonight. And Giant says, I see Arteta isn't being talked about being out of his technical area by the ref. Asked fifth and fourth official like RDZ was last game. What do you make of that? What do you make of VAR, actually? Because I want to talk to you about penalties and that game against Leeds. What was your thought on both penalties, Bud?
Oh, just going back to that, the message first.
Yeah.
In 5 games, De Zerbi's been booked twice in 5 games for being out of his technical area. I've never seen Arteta get booked for it ever in about 250 games. I'm sure I'm not watching tonight, gladly. I will watch if there's a chance they mess up. I'll watch the second half after this. But
yeah,
I'm sure. I remember the Atletico game a couple of weeks ago.
Yes,
he was basically on the pitch. Arteta, wasn't he? He was on the pitch, not even on just out of the technical. He was on the sideline. But the penalties, I think obviously the tail one was a penalty. It was the horrific decision. I mean, I sit front row in South Stand.
Yeah,
that is as far away from the pit on the other side as it can get, and even I could see that he booted him in the head from there. For the ref not to give that was crazy. And then the Maddison one is infuriating for me. That was literally right as far away as this microphone is from me right now.
Yeah,
right in front of my face. It was just a Stonewall penalty. We didn't get it. I mean, and the thing which annoyed me, that the tail one took about 5 minutes of VAR, didn't it? And so did the one in the first half, which was a penalty as well, but was offside. Maddison, they took about 20 seconds to say no penalty. What is going on there? And then I don't know if you saw did you watch West Ham Leeds yesterday? That handball.
I did, yeah.
In the first half. I know it didn't matter in the end, but
I was saying that. I was on another channel doing the watch and I was saying it. You could see the ball got deflected, didn't it? The ball, you could see the ball moving. And I'm thinking, how is that? What do you do with VAR, Billy? Come on, it's this season has been the worst it's been.
Got to. And you know what? I kind of thought, right? So I know everyone has as well that everyone's out to get Tottenham, and the decisions against Tottenham have been bad. But if you watch the Premier League games, like I know we do, we watch every game. There's one in every single Premier League game. It's not even just against Tottenham. Yeah. The Nottingham Forest one yesterday was shocking, absolute shocker of a decision. The referee stuck by his own decision, and then the West Ham game, there's another one. They just need to get rid of it. I would rather just have what we had before. Keep it for offsides. That's fine.
Yeah.
The offsides where they have the automated, keep it for that. But they've got to get rid of it. It's just ruining the sport on the top level. And I know, obviously, you had a fantastic weekend this weekend, but even in the Scottish football, it's getting controversial over there as well, isn't it? And to be fair, I think the weekend, I wasn't. That was definitely a penalty. But the one in the game before was a bit dodgy, wasn't it?
Just a little bit, just a little tad. I was watching it, right, and I was on another channel, and I go onto Jess's channel and do our games as watch-alongs for them, and I was doing the Celtic game for them, and I was going mental because it's a penalty, we're going to get a penalty, right, and we know if we don't score, Hearts have basically won the league, and I'm looking at it, and at the time, first glance, it's a penalty, but when you see it again and again and again and again, you think, okay, maybe not. But you take what you can take what you can get. But
I know people were saying that offside was wrong as well, weren't they? But it wasn't. Maeda wasn't offside. The guy he passed to wasn't offside. So
he was.
People were calling that corrupt.
Yeah, it was that in it. There was only that in it. Look, I agree with you, Billy. VAR has to be scrapped, but it's not going to be. So what do you do? Do you make it all automated? Do you program?
I'll tell you what would be interesting to see this summer is the World Cup, because normally when I watch international tournaments, you don't get this level of controversy, do you? So I think the problem is the English refs. It's not the technology is not necessarily the problem. I'd rather we didn't have it, but it's the use of the technology which is the problem. And it'd be interesting to see the World Cup. How many times do people say get rid of it? Because I remember the last World Cup, there wasn't really much VAR controversy. No. I watched AFCON in summer. There was no AFCON VAR controversy other than that unbelievable into the final. But even when you watch like the league, you watch the Champions League, it's largely an English problem. I think the PGMOL are dreadful. They need to have a real sort of clear out of their culture and the way they do things, because PGMOL are just absolutely shocking. And I think we've all thought this season everyone's out to get Tottenham, and that there might be some bias there. But I think if you watch all the Premier League games, this is happening every game for every team. It's like it's just awful.
The Man United game yesterday, that was given. How that was given, I don't know. I still don't know, Billy, how that was given. I don't. I just, the West Ham penalty, that was a penalty, and I'm looking at them thinking, what are they looking at?
The Man United players didn't even celebrate that goal. That's how bad it was. They didn't even celebrate.
I mean, that's what they're stopping it doing, isn't it? You can't celebrate goals anymore. The enjoyment's gone out of it. And if you do celebrate, you're going to look a bit of an idiot because it could be ruled out for whatever, and then it takes so long. I'd be interested to ask Billy, in the stadium when there is a VAR moment, what would you want to see? Do you need more information as a fan in the stadium?
Yeah.
What would you look for? Would you like being shown again? Do you think that could be done? What do you want as a fan at stadium to help you understand?
Well, I don't think there should be a situation where people watching on TV have more information than people watching in the stadium. So I think that they should get the replay. It's funny because what happens in the leagues, and I experience it all the time at Tottenham now, is everyone in the stadium someone has to get their phone out, and everyone's sort of crowding around the phone to see what's going on. And you just have to wait, don't you? They did show a replay of it after, and now they do that stupid thing where the referee gets on the mic, doesn't he, and talk about it. But that doesn't really help. So I think they need to start showing the replays because they might say, well, fans get annoyed in the stadium then. Well, fans would not get annoyed if it's the right decision. So, you've got to back yourself to get the right decision. But fans aren't going to get annoyed by a decision if it's correct. So, they need a bit more self-assurance than that, I think.
Yeah, they do. I agree with you. They should do, Billy. I mean, I haven't been to a game this season, and I'm looking forward to going next season. And meeting up with you and having a beer with you and watching the game with you. I am looking forward to that. Look, Look, whatever happens between now and Sunday, after Sunday, it has to change, hasn't it? Whatever goes on from the Monday after the season, decisions have to be made. What are you expecting out of Tottenham next week? What's the first week in postseason? What are you hoping to come out of the club?
Well, for Tottenham, I hope as soon as that whistle blows against Everton, get to the next day, I hope Langer is removed of his job immediately. That's got to be a bare minimum. Vinay, I think, should go as well. I have a sneaky suspicion he will keep his job. I think he'll get away with it when he shouldn't. And then Tottenham need to get a director of football in to work with De Zerbi immediately. Time is of the essence in this transfer window. It's going to be difficult. I know the excuses will come out straight away saying it's a World Cup. Yeah, we can't buy anyone. So that we got a World Cup that we're up against. But in answer to your question, as soon as that final whistle goes at Everton, that should be the last time that we ever see Johan Langer inside that stadium.
I agree.
And then I know it's not easy to sign players in a World Cup summer for early doors, but I hope those transfers that we're apparently already working on, like Senesi and Robertson and people like that, they need to be announced early. And then the players that are not going to the World Cup, because let's be honest, a lot of ours are not because of the injuries. They need to be working with De Zerbi all summer. So, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of work to do to make sure that this never happens again.
Yeah, it can't happen again, Billy. I agree with you. I think Langer and Vinay need to go immediately. I look, whatever they're doing, they need to now. I think if they don't, I think the board is. Then that will show that the owners are incompetent and they haven't got a clue what they're doing. If either of them keeps their job, it's like they've just it's like they've accepted this season as being acceptable, haven't they? Like heads have got a roll, I'm afraid, because this season has been a disaster. We can't be, I can't be talking to you 2 games after the season and Tottenham could still be relegated. It's not a possibility. It should not be a possibility. It shouldn't be. I know it's a bit daft me saying this, but this is just my own opinion. I think there should be protests outside the training ground as much as we can over the summer. To let them know. I'm sorry if it sounds. I don't want to sound like over dramatic, but I think there has to be because we as a fan base, and there'll be plenty of protesting done on here in the summer as well. You can guarantee that. I think the board have to wake up. The owners have to wake up. We cannot be here again. And when you do look at teams like, go on, Billy. Sorry, bud.
And I can tell you now, and we'll do a show on this in the week if that's all right.
Yeah.
Depending on what happens tomorrow, Change to Tottenham have got plans for the last day. Either way, there's going to be some form of protest for that Everton game. If we draw and if we win tomorrow and that Everton game is a dead rubber, then there will be a protest at that Everton game. And even if we don't win, and we have plans for it, so I'll be able to announce those on the show from Wednesday. So keep an eye on that. But we've definitely got plans because we can't let them get away with it. And depending on the result, we've got both situations mapped out already. So on Wednesday, I can hopefully come on and we'll talk about it. But either way, Change to Tottenham are doing something. But I think we've got to keep the pressure up on Summer as well.
We do, and there will be plenty over here as well. And look, I think people have to get behind these now, Billy. They have to get behind them. You look at Old Trafford, you look at the United fans, you look at the Leeds fans, you look at the Liverpool fans. They all get behind. We as a fan base, and I hate saying this because I'm the last person to criticise the fan base. I hate it when people say it. It really goes against everything I believe in as a fan of this mighty club for nearly 45 years. I just feel, people have a right to go or not go. It's down to them. But we all came together to get Alan Sugar out.
Yeah.
We all came together when Scholar nearly took us out of existence. I always say it, Billy, and I stand by it and I stand over it, that I think that was the worst time to be a Tottenham fan, knowing your club could go out of business, could go out of existence.
Because relegation is one thing, isn't it? But
yeah,
out of existence is unthinkable, isn't it?
It is. Relegations come and go. You go up, you go down. It's as sadly as it says, it's a fact of football. Yeah. We shouldn't be in this position anyway. And if you look at Sunderland, who've only just come up into the Premier League, Billy, right? Up there, safe in the Premier League.
Yep.
Tottenham, been in the Premier League since the start of it, was one of the founding members of the Premier League. And we're second year running, we're finishing 17th.
Yep.
Did they not learn anything from last year? Seriously.
It's unbelievable.
It's just, it is. It's just, I don't get it, Billy. I don't get it. And I don't understand it that we could let a club of this stature and this size slide and slip to where we are now. And look, we will get out of it. We will get the point. We will stay up. We're not getting relegated. But it is the wake-up call, isn't it, Billy, that these lot need? Will they heed it, do you think? Will they heed it?
I hope so. But I never trust these guys, to be honest with you. I never trust these guys. I don't know. They have to. We're almost being relegated, so they have to at this point, surely.
Yeah.
Got to. We need a massive summer.
We've got to. Well, let's get over the stats for the games tomorrow. Let's have a look at Chelsea and Tottenham. And let me know what you think of the new PDFs as well. I've had a little bit of a play and I've had a little bit of a redesign to make it a bit more better for you guys, and more to come this season as our Connell Designs gives us new intros, graphics for watch-alongs, shows, debates, whatever. We've got new graphics coming, new news, new intros, outros, everything coming. So guys, do get down to our Connell Designs, the proud sponsor of THFC Till We Die, and the promo code is THFC TID 26 for your 10% off your first order. Chelsea, out of 36 games, have won 13, drawn 10 and lost 13. They have scored 55 but conceded 49 points in 10th position. Compare that to the mighty Tottenham Hotspur. Out of 36 games, Billy, only 9 wins, 11 draws, 16 defeats, 46 goals scored, 55 conceded, 38 points in 17th position. Chelsea's, there isn't a better time to play Chelsea, is there?
No.
No wins in the last 5.
Yeah. No, there isn't. They're in shocking form, aren't they?
They are. What's it? Only scored 2 goals in the last 5 in the league.
Yeah.
But
you just know that they will be up. They will be up for it tomorrow, won't they? It'll be a different Chelsea team. I can guarantee you. Always is the
Well,
way.
always is the way. Now, Spurs, of course, only one defeat in their last 5, 2 wins,
Yep.
back-to-back wins against Wolves and Villa, a draws against Birmingham and Leeds, and of course, that defeat in De Zerbi's first game away to Leeds. Last 5 games between Tottenham and Chelsea, not pretty reading, Billy. We've scored only 4 goals in the last 5 games against them. Some big, heavy defeats, 4-1, the
Yep.
4-3 game in 2024, the 2-0 defeat. It's just sorry reading. And of course, the referee tomorrow will be Stuart Atwell. The referees will be Constantine Hazardix, Nick Greenish, Andy Madley, and John Brooks on VAR. Billy, look, you're going to the game tomorrow, bud. Are you going to the game tomorrow? Are you going to the Chelsea game, or are you?
No, I'm watching it from home, sadly.
Yeah. Well, maybe pop on at halftime or after
Yes,
the
I
whistle.
will.
Get your
I
thoughts
definitely
on
will
it.
do.
We could be celebrating tomorrow. What's your final thoughts on the game tomorrow and your score prediction, bud?
Look, I mean, first of all, this is our worst possible fixture, historically. Terrible record. But if you look at all the things considered, I think De Zerbi, I think the form of the both teams, we've got a good chance. We only need a point to stay up, so that would be fantastic for us. So we've got a big chance. Normally I would go to Stamford Bridge, no confidence whatsoever. With the form of them, with a bit of De Zerbi in the mix, so I'm going to say 2-2 and Tottenham stay up tomorrow.
Do you know what? Tongue in cheek, right? I don't like Chelsea very much. Never have done. I never
No,
will.
me neither.
I've got no
Me
love.
neither.
I there's players that Drogba and John Terry just really wind me up the wrong way. I just find them too arrogant.
And they absolutely hate us as well. They hate us more than,
Yeah,
they play that stupid "we hate Tottenham" thing before every game.
I mean, we're so in their head, aren't we, Billy? We
Yeah.
couldn't give a toss about them. We're
Yeah.
so in their head. It reminds me of this, Billy, going back, Philip was telling me today, 74-75, where Tottenham had to win one of the remaining couple of games to stay in the Premier League. And we beat Chelsea 2-0 at White Hart Lane to stay in the league that year. And also, I think tomorrow's the biggest game in Tottenham's Premier League history since 93-94, since that away win at Oldham.
I agree.
Do you know what? I'm going for a 2-1 win.
Come on.
I think we can do it tomorrow.
Nice.
I think we can sneak it.
There's never been a better time to play Chelsea, so.
No, there isn't. But how many times have we said that?
Yeah. Yeah. But
We'll be back
I'm
here
really
Wednesday.
hoping, I really don't want it to go back into the final game of the season just because it's a lottery then, isn't it? And it becomes a lottery.
I tell you what, Billy, we could either back here Wednesday, right? Absolutely brimming, excited. We're staying up. We're safe. It doesn't. Or we could be here biting our fingernails, thinking, "Jesus, here we go."
And I will be able to announce the change for Tottenham plans on Wednesday as well.
Yeah,
so.
that is great as well. We'll get. Actually, can you send me over a logo, Billy? I'll add that to the thumbnail.
I will. It'll be a little channel exclusive. So.
Yeah. There you go. I'm looking forward to that on Wednesday. Big up to Elspeth from Las Vegas, sprinkling a little bit of Vegas on the channel. My feeling is that the ones who play the FA Cup have recovered. The team have been abject all season, actually, and those new players won't know the history or care. Do you know what? That is so true. That is very true. And also, Giant says, who's going to get any goal for Spurs tomorrow? Firepower severely lacking.
Van de Ven, hopefully. Make it our defenders usually bail us out.
Just very quickly, Billy, just last question. Richarlison and Solanke, I know both have to go in the summer.
They do.
Has Solanke, I don't mean to be cruel to Solanke, right? But has he checked out? I think he has.
I think so, because, since he came back for that Dortmund game and was brilliant, and then he had that sore throat against Arsenal. He's been in and out of the team, and when he's been in the team, he's not been scoring for a long time. Richarlison, I don't think has checked out. I thought he was very poor against Leeds, but his body can't cope, can it, Richarlison? He's knackered.
No.
So I think they both got to go. We need to bring in. Let's bring in for this channel. I'd like to bring in Troy Parrott plus another striker, I'd get rid of both of them in summer. I think Richarlison is done. His body is done. He didn't train all of last week, and after 60 minutes against Leeds, he was knackered. So he just can't. I know there was a lot of stories about Richarlison about what he did at Everton, and he basically played for 6 games with an injury at Everton. and I think it's long-term messed his body up. So both to move on, I think in summer. I don't think either are good enough for where we want to be. So I'd get rid of both of them, get Troy Parrott, and then a really quality striker in as well.
I agree. I wonder in the summer we'll be talking a lot about it as well, and also Billy, we're going to talk about the summer about the youth system. And if you go back over a 20-year period, Harry Kane's the only success out of our youth academy.
Yeah.
If you look
I see,
over a 30-year Premier League period, he's our
I
only.
see
success.
Mason Melia just got an island call up as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I'm absolutely delighted for him. Do you know what? That kid, right? I rave about him. He's the next best thing.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you, I was at Leeds. I sit at the front row at Leeds, and on my left, I saw two women, both in Mason Melia shirts. And I thought that's a bit strange, you know. And they were. It turns out it was his mum and sister, so I sat by his mum and sister for Leeds.
Really?
Really lovely family. Really lovely family.
Yeah, he really is. He's a really grounded lad. And the family are really keeping him grounded as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Billy? We will do showing them in the summer. That kid really excites me. So we're going to talk a lot more. You will see a lot more, Macy Melia.
Yeah.
Guys, that is your match day build up. Me and Billy are super excited. We're going to stay up tomorrow. We're going to pop the champagne corks on Wednesday. The party gets started early. But anyway, listen, guys, thank you for watching. And
I'll see you at half-time tomorrow, my man.
Yeah, see you at halftime tomorrow. I'm live at 1 tomorrow with the predicted lineup. Do you know what? Forget Vicario. I'll give you an exclusive. I've started with Kingsley because he is the one to save us.
We've got to. Let's hope Zerbi does the same. Bloody hell.
Yeah, God, if he does. Anyway, listen, we're on tomorrow at 7, Billy. If you want to join me for the first half hour, I'll build up the game because I'm on at 7. Come on and we'll talk about the lineup and get your thoughts. But guys, we'll see you tomorrow at 1. Billy, as always, it's been a pleasure, bud. And whatever you do, come on, you Spurs. In De Zerbi we trust.